Good
Hello,
morning, good evening.
good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Okay, so done up to Ansible, right? Now we have to start the Docker, okay? So it is Docker. So Docker is a container service used for the development and the shipping and for running the applications we use. So mainly we'll use the Docker for the application development. Okay, so when we are going to develop the applications in the Docker containers, and we can ship our data from one container to another container also. Okay, and all these things we are going to do. Okay, and we will see how it will be. And we have competitors for the Docker in the market is the Kubernetes. Okay, the Kubernetes, we have the Docker. So the Kubernetes market is very good, like US and UK. If you see, the market is very good for the Kubernetes and the combination with the Docker as well. See, Docker is the standard, uh, like how we have uh, Oracle and Java, like how it is database side Oracle and the Java development side, how it is standard from years and years. Okay, in the same way, this Docker also very standard in the market. Like 5 to 6 years back, it came. Okay, so but it's evergreen. Okay, and we have the Kubernetes in the market. Kubernetes. Okay, so the Kubernetes market also very good, but in India now it is starting. Okay, that not that much the Kubernetes market. It is starting slowly, and if you go abroad, the Kubernetes are more market with the combination of Docker also. Docker, and these two are the containerization technologies. We call it as a containerization. We heard about virtualization, right? What is the virtualization? This is the virtualization. So if I want to install one operating system on another operating system, I'm using the mediator as the hypervisor to install the another operating system. This is the virtualization. Okay, so it is a containerization. Docker is a containerization technology. So everything will be in the container formats. Container, everything will be in the containers only. Everything we are going to do, application development and shipping or running, all the things we are going to do in the containers only. Okay, yeah, we will see what is that container. Everything we will see all those things step by step. Okay, now, so see, Kubernetes is a bit easy compared to Docker. Okay, but for if you want to go with the Kubernetes, the base is required from the Docker only. Okay, so the base is required from the Docker. If you can learn the Docker also, but that you will not work that much effectively here, because the standard things will be in the Docker only. Very standard things will be in the Docker only. It starts from here. Okay, based on the Docker only, these guys also design, but it is a different company, but the design based on the Docker only. Okay, so Docker is a little bit hard compared to Kubernetes. Okay, so very shortcuts will be there in the Kubernetes, but some lengthy process, but the recommended process in the real time. Okay, so it is a very standard compared to Kubernetes. Docker having more market. Okay, it is very standard also. Okay, and so we are going to see how it will be the Docker. Okay, and let me see. We have many drawbacks from see, day to day, year to year, the technologies are changing and the new concepts are introducing, new things are coming in the market. So we will see from the scratch how without Docker and without containerization formula, how the people are working in the ITs, how before virtualization, how the people are working. We will see from there, we will see. Okay, then only you will understand what is the exact use of the Docker and the containerization technology. Okay, so suppose if you go the olden days, how they will work. Suppose I'm having the server. Okay, so I'm having one server here. Okay, in this server I want to install, suppose I'm running, suppose this is one server. Okay, I'm running some java dot app application I'm running on this server. Okay, so this server is using by 100 people something example. Okay, so I'm running some application on this server, and I have some hardware specifications like 20 GB of RAM I have, and 100 GB of HDD I have, hard disk, and some graphic card, something blah blah. Okay, some configurations I have in this, and I'm running some application here. So tomorrow, I got one more application. My business required needs one more application I need to run. So I cannot run one more application on the same system. It's not possible in the olden days. You cannot run one more application in this system. Only one application it will take, it will run only one application. Multiple applications it will not allow. Okay, I'm talking about very bold. Okay, and slowly what they did, and slowly, no. So suppose if I want to run one more application, then what they did now, again they will purchase one more server, they will configure everything. Okay, so assume it is a server 2. Okay, here suppose they want to run something like a Tomcat application or some web application or server application they want to run, so they will run here. Okay, some assume some configurations also here I'm not mentioning. Okay, so like this, if I want tomorrow, if I want to run one more application, so again we have to go with one more system. So if like this, if I continuously going, if I have 100 applications, I have to go with 100 systems. So it's a big expensive for me, right? And here see, here, and it is not utilizing complete hardware also. If you see, and it's not utilizing complete hardware also. Means suppose this Java application server, this application is utilizing by 100 people, only 2 GB is enough. That 2 GB can manage this 100 users. Okay, and this only 20 GB they are using, and rest of the hardware it is not utilizing because only one application is running. This application capacity is only few people are using, and rest of the hardware is not utilizing effectively, and all this hardware is waste. Okay, and so if I want to install another application, it is not allowing. So that's why I'm going with a new system. So again, same configurations I have to give here. Okay, so again, it will not allow another application. So here also the hardware utilization is not full-fledged. Okay, so we have the drawbacks. The maintenance, everything is cost. Okay, if you go with the MNCs also, how they will maintain? If they want 1,000 applications, they will go for 1,000 servers. Initially, they are going like that only. Okay, so and the expense is very high, and moreover the hardware utilization is not completely utilizing. Okay, so this is the problem. So again, slowly what is how they overcome this one? No? Not completely they overcome this one. So they come up with a new idea called they combine their systems into one group. They combine the systems into one group, and they started doing. They combining all these systems in one group, and they started doing. If they're combining these systems, then what is the credentials? What is the credentials for this system? The credentials for this system is same. The credential like, so username, the password, and the IP address, and DNS, domain name system. See, all this will be same. If suppose I'm logging with these credentials, suppose if I log in, see, for every, if I have 10 systems in this group, so for entire system, the main login is same for all the systems. Suppose, unfortunately, I logged with these credentials only, I logged into this main server, and unfortunately, I did something on this Tomcat server. Then who is the responsibility here? Then some business impact will be there, because all the credentials and everything is same here, because they grouped into one server. For every, inside each and every application, the credentials is same here. Okay, actually I have to log into here, so by mistake I logged in here, I did something. Okay, entire business impact. If anything is done, means business impact done. Okay, so like this, and again the memory usage is not that much utilized. Again here, only few, only like 10 to 20% it was utilizing compared to old process. Okay, again the problem with the memory usage, again the problem with the login things, everything. So this process also it not worked out. They tried for many days and it not worked out. Okay, so this is the problem, and slowly, if the people like this, if suppose a new students came with a new idea, like 4 people came with a new idea, they want to start a business. So if they want to go with these things, they want to purchase all these servers and they have to do, it's very expensive, right? Okay, they cannot do it, they cannot uh, spend that much amount because the students. Okay, so for them it is also one drawback. It is not compatible for all the people, so it is also one drawback. See, first we are covering all the drawbacks, then I will go for the Docker. Okay, okay, so like this, for the startup companies also it is a huge expensive thing. Okay, and slowly, if you keep this one aside, okay, I'm keeping this one aside, and slowly, day by day and the year by year, the technologies are changing and the new concepts and the new things are coming in the market, and slowly, and we got the virtualization in the picture. So now people are using, still many people are using the virtualization also. So what is the virtualization, guys? So this one only, right? So I will show you. So they will create one main system. This is my host operating system. Okay, this is my host operating system. Like okay, Windows, like currently I'm having a Windows. Okay, in this operating system, if I want to install one more, if I want to install or invite one more operating system, how to install that? So again we need to, so directly installing another operating system is not possible, no? So what we will do, we are going to take one mediator. So mediator means, I mean, hypervisors, we are going to take on hypervisors. What are the hypervisors we have in the market, guys? So we have the hypervisors like this. uh, what are the hypervisors we have? One is VMware. Where is that? One is VMware, and second one is VirtualBox. VirtualBox. It's a Oracle product. Okay, so VMware is VMware's product, VMware's company's product. Okay, like this we have we call this as a hypervisors. So by using the one of the hypervisor, I installed in my, this is my OS Windows 8.1 on this host operating system. If I want to invite another operating system, I used one hypervisor called VMware. By using this VMware, so I installed one more operating system. Like how? So you know already this how to install on okay, so like this. So so I'm installing one more operating system on this. Okay, this is a virtualization. The same thing here. So the virtualization came into the picture, and So like this I can install many systems, no? Like this I can last class only we completed the Ansible, right? There I used two systems. Like that I can install many systems here. So suppose, yeah, I can create many systems on my Windows here, no? By using the virtualization. So like this I created many systems here. Okay, so all these systems are connected with mainly the virtualization again. Virtualization. Say, okay, so with this virtualization only, so I'm connecting all the systems on my host operating system. This is my host operating system. On this host operating system, this is my hypervisor. I'm using this hypervisor. Okay, by using this hypervisor, I'm connecting all these systems. Okay, same. Then presently we are working now the same scenario. We are going with the virtualization and present. Many organizations are still they are using virtualization only, not completely into the containerization. Okay, so we can go with the virtual box also. We have the alternate. We can same with the virtual box. It's also one hypervisor to supporting the multiple VMs on single system. Okay, so like this, so people are working. Okay, so here we have many drawbacks again. So the startup companies, if they have to go, no, same problem it is continuing for the virtualization. Also, startup companies, for them it is also high expensive still. Okay, and here we have to dedicate separate operating system, right? See, here we have to dedicate separate operating system. Okay, separate operating system we have to dedicate, right? See, it is taking separate operating system here. Okay, and here we are it is we have to give separate the hardware also, like hardware means this one, the RAM and hard disk. We have to give separate RAM and hard disk here, right? Okay, and everything RAM we are need to dedicate separately, hard disk separately, OS separately, everything it is taking separately. So if you give all like this, so then automatically when you starting the virtual machine, if you observe, when you starting the virtual machine, it takes some time, like 2 to 3 minutes it will take, if you observe. So here in the virtualization, main problem is, so it is taking everything we are going to dedicate separately, and the virtual machines are very slow. It will take like 2 to 3 minutes to pick up the server. Okay, so to raise the server, it take two times. The pickup time is more here. Okay, so like this, if you go with like many servers like this, you cannot imagine. So in the last session, we have Red Hat 01 and the Red Hat 02. Two virtual machines are installed on this, right, VM. Okay, if I go with another two, no, you can expect, you can think, you can imagine how my system will be. It will not open also. If I go another two virtual machines on this. Okay, and the installation also, how much time it took it for installing one Red Hat one VM. It will take around 45 to around 50 around 1 hour it will take to install one operating system on the VM. Okay, so like this we have many drawbacks here in the virtualization. Okay, so effectively the people are not satisfied at the startup companies and already existing MNCs companies also, for those is not effectively using. And here the hardware utilization is very good. The hardware utilization here, it was rectified, it was overcome. Previous we have a problem, no? The here we are using hardware effectively. Okay, because we are dedicating separately, no? We are dedicating separately. Suppose I have 8 GB RAM in my system, I'm dedicating for Red Hat 1, I'm dedicating 4 GB, minimum 2 GB, and Red Hat 2 2 GB I'm dedicating. Okay, so hardware is using effectively here. Okay, and slowly. So this is about the virtualization here, and slowly passing the years, we got one more technology. What is the technology? We got the cloud. Okay, we got the cloud technology now. So same virtualization concept only they're using in the cloud. Instead of virtualization, they are going with the cloud. Okay, so why the people are going with the cloud means, why the people are going with cloud means, see, I cannot maintain. So if I have a physical server, so I have to buy one big rack. Okay, I have to maintain big space, one room I have to dedicate for that server, and continuously power, continuously backups, and continuous broadband, continuously AC, and some arrangements I have to do for server room, some tails, and like I have to go with special things and all. Okay, so everything, and three admins for three shifts, three admins continuously. I have to pay him like huge packages. I have to pay for them administrators. Okay, so all these things I have to go if I go with this physical servers. See, previous also this one also physical server only, and this one also physical servers only. Okay, so that's why the cloud came into the market. Okay, so no need of spending. So if I want to go with the physical server, I have to minimum I have to go with the 10 lakhs for one rack of servers. If I want to go minimum flow of business also, I have to go with 10 lakhs. Again here, for the startup companies, it is a big task. For, like students, they come up with a new idea to develop some project and all. So for them, it is not possible in their budget. Okay, it is also drawback. No, it is not. It's not compatible. It's not flexible for the students also. Every tool and every technology should be flexible for the newer generations also. Then only the new things will come into the market. Okay, so here in that case, it is not possible. Okay, and why people are going cloud? So we have cloud technologies, many cloud technologies. In the cloud technologies also, the same process, same virtualization process only they're using. Like, so this is the cloud entirely. Okay, here also they're following the same process. What process they're following? So same virtualization only they're following here, like systems. Again, they're following inside. They're following the virtualization concepts only inside. They're following. Okay, VMs only. Okay, virtualization concept only here they are following again. Okay, so same thing they're following, but not physically. Everything will be in the cloud. We call this as an data centers. Okay, everything they're maintaining in the cloud, and they're providing services, pay as a service. Okay, and SaaS we have software as a service, platform, PaaS, SaaS, platform as a service, software as a service. So like that they are providing. Okay, so we have cloud technologies, many are there. Cloud, like we have AWS in the market, and we have the Azure in the market, and we have Digital Ocean. Okay, and we have Bluemix, IBM Bluemix, and we have this Google Cloud, Google's product, and we are like this many, but these are famous. Okay, mostly the kingmaker in the market is AWS. Why it is kingmaker? Because of two things: security and speed. These two things are achieved with Linux operating systems only. So the entire data centers are maintained by AWS is completely on Linux only. So that's why this is more, and it is very cheaper also, because many people are using around the world. Many people are using the AWS services, so that's why it is very cheaper. They gave this. They're giving a rich less amount. Okay, if you go compared to Azure, Azure is a bit expensive if you compare to AWS. Okay, I don't know about all these things, all these clouds. Okay, so this also having market, only little bit market is there. So mostly they will do their own data they're going to save in the cloud. Mostly they will use their own. Okay, and these are worldwide, everyone are using these things. And nowadays, and from last 2 to 3 years back, Azure also started using the Linux for few things. For data centers, they started using the Linux operating system. So that's why the market is good for Azure also nowadays. Okay, and my assumption, and all the time it will be AWS will be the top. Jeff Bezos will be the top, I think. Okay, so because it's very cheaper, and the security wise, the server pickups and the server raising, the scale up of the servers and everything will be uh, high and running with this AWS. Okay, so like this, we have many clouds in the market. They're providing the services for all the IT companies instead of physically. So I don't know. We have physical. We have many drawbacks. Suppose, uh, suppose I want my I have one requirement. So I am them. So suppose, let me take. I'm having one requirement here. So my requirement is so I need one or not 2 TB hard disk I required, and 100 GB RAM I required. Okay, and something graphic card, something I wrote all the configurations I'm giving here. Okay, this is my requirement, and I want like 1,000 GB website data. Okay, so maintenance data, everything I want. Okay, this I want. So all this is my requirement. So where I have to put my requirement? So with this requirement, if I start physical server, no, it is very expensive for me. So I will not go with that. So what I will do, I am giving this requirement, I am passing this requirement to whom I am passing this requirement? To the cloud people I am passing through their applications. So cloud people, they having their applications, right? So what applications they have? They have the Amazon Web Services applications is there now. So I'm passing this requirement for them. I'm passing this requirement for them. What what these guys will do? So whatever the requirement is user is requesting, so according to that, they're going to create one virtual machine over there. See, whatever the technology cloud people follows doesn't matter for us. Okay, I need the service from them. That's it. Okay, whatever the technology, whether they're following the Docker technology, whether they're following the old technology or virtualization, I don't bother about all those things. I want whether you will fulfill my requirement or not. That's it. Okay. So these cloud people, everything they're maintaining in the data centers, and they're providing the services instead of physical servers. Okay, so I have the requirement. I pass this requirement to this through this application, Amazon Web Services application, and this from this, based on this requirement, they're going to create a one mission. They're going to create a one. They're going to allocate one mission on the basis of this requirement. Okay, so I can use this mission. So whenever I want, I can use this mission. This is my mission now. Everything is cloud. Only now I required is only one laptop I required and the internet connection I required now. No need of maintaining the server. Suppose if I maintain server physically, by spending of 10 lakhs, I maintain on server. I have this project is only for 2 years, and after that, it is waste for me, right? I have to sold it for seconds. So who will take? They will ask for $1, $2 when you go when selling seconds. So again, loss for me, right? So here we can go on demand. Suppose I want a requirement for only 2 days. Okay, how much space you want for a website, how much RAM, how much hard disk, everything configuration you instantly they will create one mission for you. They will allocate one cloud mission, and you can work for your business. After 2 days, you shut down it. You close the account. That's it. So on demand, whenever you want, you can go. Now for the startup companies, like startup companies are the any students come up with a new idea. So if they want to fulfill their achievements and all, okay, then you can go with this cloud also. Like 20 to 30,000 or like $100 to $200 only, they can get the services over here. instead of spending like a more and more amount here. So whatever the requirement the students have, they can achieve here also. Here it is very cheaper compared to the previous methods, the virtualization and all. Simply here paying the amount and taking the license, and we can use using directly. That's it. No need of physical servers, nothing. Okay, on demand purpose. So because nowadays on demand is main. Okay, so some people having only 1 year having have a project. After that, I don't want to use. Just create 1 year, one VM they're going to create in the cloud, and they will work on that. After that, they will shut down. That's it. Okay, so like this, the cloud people are providing all these things, and slowly these cloud people now they started using, instead of VMware inside the data centers, they started using the Dockers also. So why they started Dockers means, so we will see what is the advantage of it. Still now we are seeing the drawbacks of all the cloud and the virtualization and previous technologies. So we are seeing all the drawbacks only. Okay, so like this, guys, clear, understand? Are you following? Or this
Yeah.
one is also difficult, like Ansible?
No.
Next, Ankit. Ankit is there.
I don't know what
No,
happened to him.
Anita. Yeah, Anita. Anita, are you following? Oh, okay. So it is like this. The virtualization moved into the cloud, and they're providing as a service to everyone instead of physical servers. Okay, so this is good only compared to previous. It is good, and the RAM utilizations, everything will be full fledged in the cloud. Okay, now so we have a few more problems also here. Okay, again we are going with some many problems here. Okay, suppose the regular the issue you will face in the real time. Okay, without these Dockers. So what is that regular issue? No, we'll see. Okay, so we'll see that. See, suppose sometimes like this they are going to create. So I have one system here. Okay, and I have one more system here. Okay, in real time, will you work on only one system? No, right? Sometimes you will go for other department. There you have to work. Sometimes they will move to other place. That system you have to work. Okay, sometimes, but so assume that you are working on one system only. Leave about that. Okay, so the project, once the client gave the project, that project will work on that project will develop only on one system. No, right? Keep on, it will change. Suppose this is a development system. Once the development is done, again it has to go for some other department, right? This is a development system, and suppose this is the QA system. So once the application, suppose the app.java application is developed here. So after that, I have to move this to the I have to move this application to the QA or some other department, right? Is it right or not, Anandin?
Yes.
Okay, so see, the application will not sit on only one system. No, it will move from different to different departments to different. Then only you will get the final project, right? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So here you will get one common problem in the real time if you go with the virtualization. So what is that problem means? So suppose I completed the application here, and I move the application to the some other department. Not only QA, some other department I moved. Suppose I developed a system, one application, and I moved to your system. Okay, it is running in my system successfully. It is running. It is showing the output, and everything is fine. And the same application you try to execute in your system, it is not working. See, here I'm not talking about QA testing purpose and all. Okay, just general thing I'm talking about. The application is running in my system. The application is not running in your system. What is the problem means? This problem you will get every day in the real time when you're moving to the application to different systems, because here the configuration errors will be there. So configuration errors means, suppose this system having some configuration, and I mean your system having some configuration and my system having some configuration. Okay, because sometimes see, you will also tell, right? Sometimes for you it is working, for me it is not working. Okay, so because many things will be there, like a system configurations and previously what configurations you have done with your system and the operating system wise, and difference with the operating system also. No, here it is running for me in Windows, it is running for you in Mac, right? That is also different. Okay, sometimes in the real time also you will have the same problems. So see, suppose the entire organization system they configured with banking project, they got one banking project and they configured according to that project only. They configured all the systems according to that project only, like support whatever the supporting files, supporting packages I want to install for the banking project, everything they will configure in all the systems of organization. Okay, once done, they will remove all those configurations and they will go for next project, right? So like this, they will do in the real time also. So sometimes some configurations will not support RAMs, they will not support for some applications, hard disk storage will not support, some other internal purpose, some configurations will not support. Many reasons will be there. Okay, so that's why, so effectively it will not support in all the systems because of these configuration issues only and our hardware issues only. Configuration will support, not support, and sometimes hardware issues also will be there, including this hardware errors. Okay, so hardware support will be not there. So like this, many problems will be there here. So it look like silly problem only here, but it's a big problem in the real time. Is if the application is not running in your system, then how you will check them? So again, you have to rectify what exact problem it is. You have to go on track and you have to rectify that. Then you have to run the application. Okay, because different systems and different configurations we will do. No? So sometimes we will get problems like this. Okay, so how to achieve? This is without Docker. Okay, so all this till now I covered all these are without Docker. What are the technologies we have in the market? Every year the technologies are changing. So present technology is virtualization, and what are the problems without Docker? Everything I covered till now. Okay, clear, Nadeem?
Yes.
And now main competitor for the Docker here is not the, see, the Kubernetes and the Docker are both are containerization technologies only. Okay, the containerization technologies competitor is virtualization. So virtualization and the containerization, this is the main differences. Okay, main competitor for containerization is virtualization. Okay, so virtualization versus containerization, how virtualization works and how containerization works. Containerization means both you will get Kubernetes and Docker, both are containerization only. Okay, so here virtualization versus containerization. So how it will be?
So Kubernetes isn't part of the Docker?
Not part of the Docker, it is separate. It's not part of the Docker, but we need the base things from the Docker only. If you want to effective work on the Kubernetes, we need the base things from the Docker only.
Okay.
Docker is ultimate and it's very standard. Okay. Yeah. See here, containerization versus virtual machine. Okay, so containers versus VMs. See, simple how it will be, no? So first you will have the infrastructure. Infrastructure means the mission. So you can go with the physical mission, or you can go with the servers which are in the organization, or we can go with the mission in the cloud. Anything here they took as an infrastructure. Okay, so infrastructure means mainly hardware of the mission. Hardware of the mission means the laptop or PC. Okay, so the place is different anywhere. So this is the hardware, and this hardware mission. So we are installing the operating system here, host operating system. Okay, we are installing the operating system, right? So this is my laptop. Okay, on this laptop I'm installing operating system called, I already installed operating system called Windows 8. This is Windows 8, right? Okay, so same thing here, host operating system is here, in my case it is Windows 8. And on the top of that, if I want to install one more operating system, so we already covered that we have to invite one hypervisor. So what is that hypervisor? We already having VirtualBox, VMware we having, and VirtualBox also there. So we are using VMware. So this is the VMware. Okay, so this is the hypervisor. So once we install the hypervisor only, then I can install on the top of the hypervisor, I can install the many operating servers like CentOS, Fedora, Ubuntu, whatever the operating system you want, you can install. So here also same thing, that we calling that here it is calling as a guest operating system. So here they gave us 3 operating systems here, guest operating system. In the guest operating system, again we having a binary file. See, every operating system we have the binary files and library files, right? Without binary and library files, is there any operating system? No operating system without binaries. So if you see in Windows, if you go for Windows tab, here we have many files, the binary file, library files, many configuration files, many things will be there. All these things will be here. All these things are here to support to work on Windows operating system, right? Like that for Mac also, supporting files will be there when you install, right? In C drive somewhere it will go, in Mac also, root directory or somewhere. Okay, in Linux also again this root directory. Okay, so like that, see, if this is my Windows 8 operating system, it is 8 GB something. Okay, so 8 GB, it takes 8 GB, and in that 8 GB, so I have around 7 GB, I have the library and binary files. 7 GB occupied by the binary and library files only. Okay, and rest of the GB, 1 GB is for main operating system things. Okay, so without this binary and library file, there is no operating system in the world. So with those only it is going to operate, it is going to run successfully. Okay, so here, so those are there in the operating system only. In this operating system only we have the library files and everything. On the top of that, we are going to develop the applications. Applications means simple. We are working, right? Once we open this VMware, we will work, right? Yesterday we worked on Ansible. So that is called application. Working is nothing but application here. Okay, so this is VMware virtualization. The virtualization will be like this. If you come to the containerization, it will be like this. See, same hardware mission, infrastructure means hardware mission here. On this hardware mission, I'm installing the operating system as Windows 8. On the Windows 8 operating system, I'm not installing any hypervisor now. See, look at here, I'm not installing any hypervisor. Directly on this operating system, I'm installing the Docker engine.
Okay.
Or container engine, anything you can call. Okay, so I'm installing Docker engine here directly on this, and I'm starting, and I created the containers, and I will install.
So we're doing exactly the same thing, just using
Yes.
the Docker engine and then operating system.
Yes, but it is not, Docker is not supporting in Windows. It is supporting, but for trial purpose, they're giving something. Effectively, it will not work in Windows. So we have to go with Linux operating system only. Docker will run on Linux operating system only. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So like this is the difference between the virtualization and the
So it will not work on the Red Hat?
yeah, Red Hat. Yeah, we can work on anything, Red Hat, Ubuntu, CentOS.
Okay.
Okay, so this is about the virtualization and difference between the virtualization and the containerization. Okay, and now we will go and see exactly the how the Docker is going to be run. Yeah, so this is hardware. Okay, hardware means here what are the things you will get? The RAM, okay, and you will get HDD hard disk, and you will get so some graphic card, everything you are okay, everything you are going to get as a hardware here. Okay, and on this hardware means one machine, no, hardware means here on laptop is hardware, one PC is in hardware only, no? On the top of that only we are installing the operating systems, right? Okay, so in this system I'm installing the operating system as OS, operating system, like we can go to Windows or anything. Okay, Windows operating system, or you can take it as a Linux also. Okay, but in this case we having the Windows only. I'm telling about Windows here. Okay, so operating system I install here. On this operating system, I'm going to, instead of installing the VMware, I'm directly installing Docker
Linux.
engine.
Wait, log Docker? The
Engine.
Docker doesn't work on the Windows.
No. See, no, don't take in that way. Okay, so directly I took just general example, but it will not work. We having separate Docker for Windows also. Okay, but for trial purpose only they gave. Okay, it is not working. It will not work on real time. Okay, so by using the PowerShell, we can install Docker on Windows also, but it's not effectively, it will not work. So in the real time, everyone they will go with the Mac or Linux only. It will design completely in the Linux only. Everything will be working the Linux only. For example, I am taking here.
Okay.
Okay, so suppose think this system is a Linux instead of Windows. That's it. Any OS. Okay, anyways, you can take here an example I'm taking here. I took as an example as Windows here. Okay, so we can try in Windows also, we can try. We have separate for Windows also, but it will not support for real-time projects and all. Only for practice purpose, you can go with that. Okay.
Okay.
So suppose think that is a Linux only. Take it as a Linux only. Or take it as a Mac only. Mac. Any operating system, okay. Here I am using Windows, so that's why I take as Windows. Okay, otherwise for your purpose I will take, let me go with the Linux also here. Okay, Linux also I'm taking. Okay, any operating system, go with Mac also. Okay, done. So we have the hardware. On the top of the hardware we have operating system. Any operating system, take any operating system. Okay, any operating system. On the top of the operating system we are installing the Docker engine. Okay, or Docker, you can call it a container also, you can call. Okay, container. Okay, you can call as a container or a Docker engine also. Okay, Docker engine or container engine. So we are installing a Docker engine on this any operating system, and now we are going to create the containers here. So containers will be like this. We are going to create the containers. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So the containers will be like this. So I can create many containers like this. Okay. Suppose I want to work on this. So how to create the containers, that we will see all these things hands-on practically we will see. Okay. So I created one container here. So in this container, I want to install one operating system. One container is nothing but one operating system here.
So are we going to talk about what's the purpose of creating the containers?
Yes, everything.
Okay.
Okay. So one container is equal to an operating system here. So in this operating system, I want to work. So if I want to work on this operating system, it is an empty container. I want to download something here. So, so simply, if you install an operating system in VMs by using this one, it will take 1 hour, right? Okay, here it will take 2 minutes only. Okay, directly we are downloading the image of the operating system. So suppose I want to download the Red Hat operating system. Okay, so instantly I'm downloading the Red Hat image. Red Hat. Okay, so I'm downloading the images, all will be there in the GitHub, not GitHub. This Docker Hub will be there. Okay, from there we are going to download whatever the operating system and whatever the image you want, you are going to download directly. So this image is Red Hat image, we downloaded directly to this container. Okay, and I'm going to work on this container. One container is nothing but operating system again. Okay. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
how you install in this Windows, how you working on this Windows? So we will install some Git and we will work on Git. We will install some Jenkins and we will work on Jenkins, Ansible, everything we are working on this Windows. In the same way, so it is also a operating system. Container is an operating system. Okay, whichever the operating system you want to install, you choose by using the images. Okay, and you are going to work. Suppose I want one more I created one more container. I want to install Ubuntu here, so I can install Ubuntu here. Ubuntu operating system. It is also image only directly. I downloaded this image. These images are very lightweight images. So only 1 to 2 minutes are required to install the operating system in the containers.
Okay.
Okay, so like this, tomorrow if I want to go to the SQL server, I want to download the SQL server. So you can go and download the SQL server directly. You can download.
So it makes it easier. You can download Apache, right?
Everything. And if you want to download the Apache, go and download the Apache directly. Okay, and if you want to download the WordPress, go and download the WordPress directly. Okay, directly, whatever the image you want, you can download directly and you can start run and you can use it.
So that is what the container considered?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so like this we are going to work. I told no, these images are lightweight images.
Mm-hmm.
Why it is lightweight? See, what is the size of Red Hat? See, it's we are using 7.6 now. It is a size. It is 4.20 GB something. It will be there. 4.2 GB. It will be there. Okay, operating system size. But here I told no. And if you take the Windows operating system, it is 8 GB here. Okay, so I don't know in this 8 GB, 7 GB is 7 GB is occupied by the library files and the binary files only. Only 1 GB is the main operating system thing. Okay, and without the library files, we cannot work. I told no. So now, how it is downloading in 2 minutes? and how it is happening. So here, if you want the Red Hat operating system, you have to download the Red Hat image from the Docker Hub. From the Docker Hub, you are downloading directly Red Hat image into your container and you start using the Red Hat operating system. How is it possible? Means if the images, the Red Hat image will not contain the library files and binary files. Then you will get immediately doubt that without the library files, will operating system will work? Nothing. Without library and binary files, will operating system work?
No.
No. Then how it is working here? I told this image is Red Hat image is a lightweight image. That's why we are downloading very simply 1 minute to take to download, and we are installing within 1 or 2 minutes only. We are downloading and installing also. Downloaded means it's already installed only here. So these images are very lightweight. Lightweight means there is no library files. So out of 8 GB Windows, suppose I am downloading Windows, 8 GB it will take Windows 8. So 7 GB is a binary library files and only 1 GB. That's why this image is lightweight. If you take Red Hat, here it is a 4.2 GB. Okay, so there you will get like 800 MB only. Rest of the GB is binary library files only. So here in these images, you will not get the binary files. That's why these images are very lightweight images and easy to download and install. Then how this operating system will work without library files? Means this Red Hat operating system will take the whatever the host operating system we have in the system, that operating system only it will take. In my case, what is my host operating system? Windows, no? Whatever if you install, your system is Mac. If you install Docker on your system, it will take the library and binary files from your Mac system, and it will use from the Mac system library files only. It will run the Red Hat. In my case, it is Windows. It is using my Windows library and binary files, okay, for the Red Hat operating system. Now you will get one more doubt: how that Red Hat library files will match with this Windows library files? How that Red Hat library files will match with Mac operating system files? You will get a doubt, right? So the system will, what the system will understand, guys? Nothing. System will understand only one thing, that is binary. Binary code system will understand. What is the binary code? Nothing. Zeros and ones, right? What computer will understand? Zeros and ones only, no? You know this? You don't know this?
Yeah.
How this computer understanding all these things, whatever we are writing, whatever operating system we are giving, how the computer understanding, it will understand only in one format, that is in zeros and ones only. I'm not talking about Docker and DevOps. I'm talking about overall. I'm talking about the computer, how it is going to read. See, everything we are telling, okay, how it is reading means it is read in the form of a zeros and ones. Okay, that is called binary code. So that the hackers will hack how they are going to hack the systems with these zeros and ones only. They will hack this. Okay, system will understand only two things. Computer, not system. Computer will understand only two things. That is, one is zero and one is one. Only with this only it is understanding all these things. Okay. See, if you don't know the binary, you just go with the YouTube, no? So what is the binary code zeros and what the system understand language? Binary language the system will understand. You go with that, okay? I cannot go with again what is the binary and how it will understand, okay? So if you want to know the knowledge, what is this binary? Just Google it, okay? Okay, so zeros and ones you will understand. So that's why, so here they made it, they made and they compatible. they make it compatible with the Red Hat libraries with the other operating system libraries. So they made it compatible. They make it compatible. So it can understand Red Hat operating system library files with the any host operating system library files like Windows, Mac, or Linux. Okay, so it is taking the help of the host operating system library files and binary files, and it is going to run this Red Hat operating system in the container. Okay, simply you remember, don't get confused. Okay, here the images are very lightweight. Okay, why it is lightweight means in this operating system image there is no library files. That's why it is very less size. That's why it is very lightweight. So then how it will work means it will take the host operating system library files. That's it. Nothing is enough. Okay, nothing required. Okay, nothing.
Yeah.
Don't go with all those things. That's it. And in the same way, like this, it is going to, how it going to manage means this operating system library files it will take and it will manage. And so, and there is, and it going to see in the VMs, we are dedicating separate RAM, right? We are dedicating separate RAM here, like 2 GB, 4 GB, we are dedicating, right? Here, no need of dedicating the RAM also, because it will take the host operating system hardware configurations, RAM, hard disk, graphic card, all these things it will take from the host operating system where you install Docker. Okay, if I install Docker in Windows, so it will take this Windows hard disk and RAM and library files and binary files. Okay, so
Yes.
it will take this only. And see, this is entire, it is in my system. I took as an example as my system. This is entire is my system. In my system, I installed Windows. On the Windows, I installed the Docker engine, and I started creating the containers. Okay. So like this, everything is going to share from the host operating system only. It will not ask separate RAM, separate hard disk, and separate library files, separate OS. Separate OS also it is not asking. Okay, it will download the lightweight image and it will take all the support from the host operating system. Okay, so like this we can create number of containers. We can create 1 lakh containers also in one system. Okay, one container is equal to one operating system, or we can take one container as one SQL server, or container is one WordPress server, or Apache server, or anything you can do. See how you are doing all the tasks in Windows operating system. In the same way, container as one operating system, we can do anything here. Okay, and previously I told one drawback. What is the drawback? So the application is working in my system and the application is not working in your system when I move to your system. It is not working in your system. Why? Means I told no, hardware errors will be, support problems will be there, and the configuration problems will be there. That's why it will not support. Sometimes in the real time you will get this error every time. So again we have to check what problem with my system is. The configuration is supporting and hardware is supporting, RAM is supporting, everything I have to check and I have to run again. Okay, so that system, that error, that problem is not there in the Docker. Why means, so these all containers are equal. So how I created this container, in the same way only, with the same command only I'm creating this container also. With the same command I'm creating this container also. So all these containers are equal. Okay, like in Git we created the branches, no, from master branch we created one more branch. So that branch is different and the new branch is different. Master branch is different and the new branch is different. Those two branches are isolated branches, right? Same like that, here the containers also isolated containers. Suppose if I create one file in the Red Hat container, if I created Nadim file in the Red Hat container, and the same file I'm creating in the Ubuntu container also, I'm creating the file name as a Nadim, same file name. Will it raise any duplicate? No, it will not raise duplicate, because this container is separate and this container is separate. These are isolated containers, quite opposite, like branches in the Git only. When we merge the branches, that is a different scenario. then with the same name, it is going to raise a duplicate or a conflict. It is going to raise in Git. Okay, that is different scenario. But the containers are isolated. If you commit one file in one branch, and if you switch to another branch, that file is not reflect, right? Because you saved in that branch only. That's why it is not reflect. In the same way, if you save one file here, and if you go to this container, that file will not reflect here. Because this container is different completely, and this container is different completely. Isolated containers, quite opposite. Okay. And so like this, and there is no such problems like, so the application is working in my container and it is not working in your container, because the containers are equally created. The command is same, the creation process is same, equally created. Okay, so there is no such error. When you will get the configuration errors, nothing, only depends upon system. Suppose if I try to install something on your system, it will not support because operating system dependencies, some RAM will not support sometimes. These are all are configuration and hardware errors. Okay, so but there is no such problems if you go with the containers, because all containers are equal. No, there is no problem of running my application is running in this container and it is not running in this container. There is no issue like that, because all containers are equal. Okay, I'm telling about equal means not the data wise, I'm talking about the structure wise. All containers are equal. Okay, so like this, uh, so this is about the Docker, and we have many benefits here we have with the Docker. So the same thing I mentioned here also. Same thing, you say Docker is a container service used to develop, shipping and run the applications. So we can ship from one container to another container, we can ship the data, and we are going to, mainly the containers is used for the application development. So we are not going to develop any applications here. We will set everything and we will give it to whatever the departments they want, we are going to assign for them. They will do whatever the testing team they want the container, we will create and we will create and we will assign them, they will do. For development they want the container, we will give them. Okay, and if you see here, in one system only I have 5 containers. So in one system, so previously I told one project cannot run on only one system, right? So it will move from the development to QA to another system. So here we can run one project, entire one project you can run in one system by using the containers. Because if I have 20 departments in the real time, I can create 20 containers in here also. I can run entire project, I can run here in one system also. I can run entire project. It is possible with the Docker, but previously it is not. No. Okay, so I can take this Red Hat container as a development, and I take this this Ubuntu as a GitHub, and I take this SQL as a something, some Jenkins, and something here as Ansible, something like Docker. Like this I will take and I will do entire project, right? So that is possible here. Okay, so it can run anywhere, like physically it can run, virtual it run, cloud it run. Same thing, whatever I explained till now, I'm showing here theoretically. So it can run anything like hosts, operating systems, and containers operating systems, everything it is going to run, hosts and containers. And it's a OS level operating system, OS level virtualization technology. It is a Docker, and we can install this without any hypervisors, same thing I covered. And no need of any dedicated to Docker containers. It consumes from our base operating system. Okay, binary and library files. Okay, and no need to dedicate of any pre-RAM and hard disk also. And Docker ensures your application and resources are isolated. I told you just now, Docker's resources and all applications are isolated. Quite opposite, the Docker one Docker container is different with another Docker container. And the scalability of the Docker is lightweight and the portable, and we can run these applications anywhere. Okay, the same thing I covered till now. Okay, so this is about the Docker. So, and what are the drawbacks with the virtualization and the previous technologies, okay, cloud and everything. Okay, so for any doubts, nothing.
No.
Okay, so we'll see in the next class. We'll see in the hands-on how to create the containers, how to download the images, how to run the images. All these things we will see. Okay.
Okay, can I call you?
Now,
Yeah, 2 minutes.
okay.
Okay, bye.
1 second, Nitin.
Yes.
1 second. Yeah, done. Thank you.